Hi guys, welcome you all to my channel Explore Edu to Teach.
So today we'll be learning the next concept, that is asynchronous mod 7 counter. We are going to solve a numerical that is asked in the GATE examination. Already last video has been uploaded on my YouTube channel in digital electronics playlist. You can watch it from there, which covers the introduction to asynchronous counter. Please do watch that video. I'll try to cover the important part of that video in this lecture also. But that video will give you the basic terminology that's going to be repeatedly used in asynchronous counter. It's very important. If you understand that video properly, then designing the counters like the mod 7 counter over here and solving the numericals is going to be easier for you. So please go and watch it over there. I am including this in the I button also over here. You can click that and you can watch that video and then come back to this video. So what do you mean by a asynchronous counter? As I told you, a asynchronous counter basically indicates that a clock is applied to only the LSB flip-flop and then the output of every flip-flop acts as an input clock to the next flip-flop. Hence that is a asynchronous counter. So now we are going to design a mod 7 asynchronous counter. So if you look at the diagram, we have three flip-flops in which the J and the K input are connected together to VCC. The clock is applied to the LSB flip-flop and then the output of every flip-flop acts as an input to the next flip-flop. Since it is a up counter, we have a clear bar which is an active low connected to the clear bar status. And we are going to start drawing the table of a mod 7 counter. So if you look at it, you have QC, QB, QA and you have a clear bar. So what happens is that if you talk about the up counter, we are going to start from 0, 0, 0 to maximum value 1, 1, 1. When I talk about a mod 7 counter indicates that we have to have 7 output states. So starting from 0, 0, 0 to 1, 1, 0, we will have 7 output states, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and the final 7th output, the 8th output will be getting cleared off because we need to only have 7 outputs, that is mod 7. So to summarize to you, when I talk about the asynchronous mod 7 counter, mod 7 is 2 raised to 3 is 8. That means we should have at least 3 flip-flop. Hence we have 3 flip-flop. The J and the K is connected together to VCC and you can consider it as a toggle T flip-flop. The clock is applied to the LSB flip-flop and the output of every flip-flop is acting as a clock input to the other flip-flop. It's a negatively edge triggered flip-flop. Negative indicates this bubble, edge indicates the triangle. In such a way you have this logic diagram. The truth table starts from 0, 0, 0 to 1, 1, 1, 1 because that's the maximum value for a 3-bit. Since we have mod 7, that means we should have 7 output states. Hence from 0, 0, 0 to 1, 1, 0, we have 7 output states in which the clear bar is 1. If the clear bar is 0, my flip-flop will get cleared. I don't want it to get cleared till 7th output state, so I put it as 1. In the 8th output state, it should get cleared because we want only 7 output states, hence we are putting it as 0. So we can draw the K-map diagram from this. If you see, we have QC, QB, QA, we have 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 0, 1. Just put the values. The K-map concepts are already uploaded in my previous video, you can go and watch it from there. And then we have the clear bar output, that is QC bar, QB bar, QA bar, which is just the reduction of this K-map diagram. If you really want to know again how this K-map diagram is reduced to this equation, please do let me know in the comment section. I will try to bring a video just on the reduction of this K-map onto this equation. Already a video has been uploaded on this concept, but if you want specifically for this, I'll bring up a video on this. Please comment in the comment section if you really want it. So let's try to solve a GATE 2015 electronics and communication problem, and you can apply it into the numerical also by understanding this. So the question says Identify the type and the mode of the below counter. So basically, it says the type and the mode of the below counter. The RD bar is the asynchronous reset. You can consider it as the clear bar, which was over here. You can consider that as the RD bar. The reset means clearing itself. So if you see over here, it is basically RD bar, a clear bar, which indicates that it is a up counter. Understand this thing very well. Since it is RD bar, or it would have been a clear bar, it indicates that it's going to get clear to 000. That means it's going to start counting upwards and it will get finally cleared. Hence it is a up counter. Had it had a preset bar, it would have had a down counter. This is already taught in my previous video of introduction to asynchronous counter. Hence I have been telling you, if you are not understanding this, go and watch it over there. You will be having a better idea of the same. So when you have a RD bar or you have a clear bar, it indicates that it indicates that it is a up counter, and if it's a preset bar, it indicates that it is a down counter. So it's up counter. Plus, if you see, the clock is only applied to the LSB flip flop. All other clock is the output of the previous flip flop. Hence, it is a asynchronous flip flop. Next, if you see, there is a triangle over here, which indicates that it's a negatively edge triggered flip flop. So if I have to conclude this flip flop, it is asynchronous. It is why asynchronous? Because clock is only applied to one flip flop. It is a up counter flip flop because it has RD bar, plus it is negatively edge triggered because a bubble is applied over here. So if it is up counter, what is the value of the up counter? So what we are going to do is that Q2, Q1, Q0 and RD bar, we are going to start from 0, 0, 0, 0 to 1, 1, 1, 1. And if you see, the RD bar is equal to Q2 dot Q0 the whole bar, right? So just keep on substituting the value over here for different values of Q2 and Q0 for RD bar. You will find that at 1, 0, 1, the clear is taking place. That is, active low is getting activated and it has become 0. So after this, the output will be cross, that is don't care, and hence I can say we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 output states, which is a mod 5 counter. Therefore, the given counter is a mod 5 up counter. So if I have to summarize to you again, just look at the flip flops. The flip flop has two inputs J and K. It has RD bar, which means it's the up counter. The clock is applied only to one flip flop, hence it is asynchronous counter. Plus there is a triangle shape given over here, which indicates that it's a edge triggered, and the bubble indicates that it is a negatively edge triggered. Hence it is a negatively edge triggered up counter, which is asynchronous. So you are going to have this truth table. Just put the values over here. You will understand which kind of mod counter it is. The next question that we have is another gate question which has been asked in 2015. If you see, they have shown a diagram to you over here and they tell you that it shows a binary counter with synchronous clear input. So you understand one thing for clear, that it is a synchronous counter. Understand? It is not a asynchronous counter. They are clearly mentioned over here. It's a synchronous clear input. So it's a synchronous counter. So it says what kind of counter is it? So it's a very wonderful question, very tricky question which has been asked in the GATE examination. So let's try to understand it. So again we'll do the same thing. We'll have Q3, Q2, Q1, Q0 and we'll have a clear bar. Since it is a up counter, because since it's clear, it will have up counter only. We start from 0, 0, 0, 0, 0 to maximum value. So you will find that the clear bar is equal to Q3 XNOR Q2. So in that way, if you just put the value, you will find that at 0, 1, 0, 0, my clear bar becomes activated. Okay, at 0, 1, 0, 0, my clear bar becomes activated. Hence, I can say that from 0, 0, 0, 0 to 0, 0, 0 to 0, 0, 1, 1, we have 4 output states That means it's a mod 4 counter. If you looked in the previous problem, we had, before the clear is taking place, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hence we had mod 5 counter. Here we have only 4 states, hence it's a mod 4 counter. So the question is my fill in the blank going to be written as 4? No, because since it is a synchronous clear input, what happens is that by the time my bit travel through this gate, since it is not mentioned, it is not an ideal gate. This gate will have certain kind of delay, and this delay will make the output to go out by a particular delay. So if you see over here, the clock is positively edge triggered, right? So what happens at this edge time, my output is not going to reach the clear bar. My output is never going to reach the clear bar at the edge. At this positively edge trigger, my output will never reach the clear bar. Therefore, it needs one more clock pulse. So what happens is that when this upper positively edge triggered thing happens, my output is not going to reach this clear bar because there is a certain delay over here. So it is at the next clock that my output is already present over here, that is 0, and the clear will happen. Therefore, my mod will get incremented by 1 and it will be a mod 5 up count. So this is very important. Now you can ask a question, even in asynchronous there was this NAND gate, why have we not considered the delay over here? Because it is a asynchronous counter. In case of asynchronous counter, this synchronization between the bit and the clock pulse doesn't matter. But in case of your synchronous counter, my input bit and the clock synchronization does matter. So I hope I am very clear with this. So this is very important. So understand this concept is very important. So I hope you have got an understanding about the introduction to asynchronous counter, which I taught in the last class. This class we talked about how to design a mod 7 counter. Then we talked about 2 gate problems in which we had a asynchronous kind of counter, and the next time we had a synchronous kind of counter. So you should understand the difference between both of them and how have we solved and how the synchronous term increments the counter by 1. What goes with it, because it's a very tricky problem. Many of the students in the examination for this problem will write mod 4, but the synchronous clear input and the delay factor of this XNOR gate will increment my counter by 1. So I hope I am very clear with this. If here they have given that okay, the gate is an ideal gate, then in that case it will be a mod 4 counter only. So I hope I am very clear. If you like this video, don't forget to like, share, subscribe to my channel, follow me on Instagram. Thank you so much.